Tim, nice being back at Royal Portrush.
Yeah, 100%. A real privilege. I was here 6 years ago with HSBC, and it's just such an amazing place, and you just feel the whole atmosphere and the support the event has. It's brilliant.
Who do you fancy this week?
Oh, I mean, I actually, love coming down here on the range and watching them, watching and listening to the pros hit the ball, because their ball striking is amazing. I mean, look, I'd love to see McIlroy get it done after Shane Lowry won 6 years ago. Tommy Fleetwood's come so close. He was close a couple of weeks ago in America. I'd love to see him win. Ryan Fox has played well. I played golf with him couple of years ago. Bob McIntyre. I mean, you can keep going, but I'd love to see a British winner.
Pick your brains as a professional sportsman about. You mentioned Rory, and obviously we sort of thought a weight would be lifted after the Masters. Instead, we've sort of seen the opposite, and him sort of question what his motivation is. And in his press conference on Tuesday, Scotty Scheffler sort of said the same thing. You try so hard to become the best player in the world and win these majors, and the glory is so fleeting. You enjoy it for 2 minutes and then it's gone. And what's the point, really? Is that as a professional sportsman something you sort of wrestled with as well?
Well, I think it emphasises we from the outside looking in can look at the physical and the technical challenges, and we can all see the course and the shots they got to hit, but so much of it is a mental battle as well, and certainly when you're not quite in the right frame of mind, then it's very, very difficult, and whether that's on a day-to-day basis playing your sport, or whether it's the practice and everything that goes with it. So I think it's great that these players can actually talk about that as well. On the other side of the coin, they're incredibly privileged and lucky that they are playing a game for a living, and hopefully they do enjoy it, because I think certainly from my playing days it was the best job in the world. It doesn't last forever, and hopefully you can enjoy it while you're playing.
I think it's almost Scotty Scheffler's superpower in a way, the fact that he is able to sort of compartmentalize and say, look, it's just a game. There's more important things in life. My family is far more important to me. Yeah,
definitely. I think that's when you sort of delve into the psychology of it, and you want to be consumed by the process and not really worried about the outcome. But we know that's hard to do, because they're all competitors. They want to win. But when you can keep that perspective and just understand that you're out there playing a game, and I think then that can give you the freedom to play some of your best tennis or your best golf.
We're just 4 days on from the Wimbledon final. Obviously weather a little bit different than it was in SW19 4 days ago, but are we seeing now this rivalry for the next decade emerging, that we thought after the big three that a void would be left, but actually Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are going to fill it?
I do. On the men's side, certainly I think what they've done in such a short period of time is absolutely incredible, and I think there was understandable concerns about who the next generation was going to be in the men's, because of what Federer, Nadal and Djokovic had done. They won 66 Grand Slams between them, and I think at times they've almost raised the bar unfairly high. However, Alcaraz has now won 5 and Sinner's won 4, is it? And in the grand scheme of the great champions of our sport, you look at Edberg and Becker and McEnroe and Connors and Agassi. They won 6, 7 and 8, and they are absolute legends of the sport. And all of a sudden we're asking the question, well, is Alcaraz going to get to 15 and 20? I mean, it's mad, but they are phenomenal players. I think they benefit from each other, because that rivalry will continue to motivate them and push each other to keep improving their games, and it's other players' jobs to try and get into that conversation. And I think Jack Draper is definitely one of those.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because those two have almost sort of got the rest now at arm's length, haven't they? And the likes of Alexander Zverev, but Jack Draper in particular, that's the gulf that they need to breach. Yeah,
it is, and that's where the bar is right now, and I don't think anyone can deny that those two, Alcaraz and Sinner, have certainly separated the way that they've dominated the slams in the last 18 months to 2 years. But, look, Jack has made unbelievable strides this year and has been top 5 in the world. He didn't have the best Wimbledon, but I think that's a steep learning curve to be playing at home. He's played so well on clay and hard courts, and I think he needs to adapt his game a little bit on grass. And the reality is you don't get long to play on grass. There's only the 3 weeks between the French and Wimbledon, and then Wimbledon itself. But he's got a great team around him. He will have taken many learnings away from the championships this year, and I'm sure in 12 months' time he'll be better player and better prepared.
And on the women's side of things, for Emma Raducanu, lost to Arina Sabalenka, but I thought she was really impressive in that defeat, and it could have gone either way, that match. And there's maybe signs that she is starting to get back to the player that she was 2021.
Yeah, look, I think that she's a much better player than she was in 2021 because she's had, 4 more years of experience, and now she's started to build, more of a team around her. She's been competing so much more this year, which therefore emphasises the physical resilience that she's got because she was always, getting injuries. So I just hope she can continue in that vein because if she keeps doing the right things on the practice court, the results will come on the match court because she's that good a player. And I think it was great to see her on the biggest stage in our sport against the number one player in the world, and she had a really good chance to win that match. And I'm sure that will motivate her now moving onto the hardcourt swing in America to keep building.